question of why some individuals fade in their later years while others flourish well into their centenarian phase is one that has captivated researchers, health enthusiasts, and everyday people alike. After the age of 80, many seniors experience a noticeable decline in vitality, often leading to a shortened lifespan. Yet there are those remarkable individuals who defy this trend, living not only longer but with an enviable zest for life well past 100. The difference, it turns out, is not merely a matter of chance or genetic fortune. Instead, it lies in a series of intentional choices and habits that anyone can adopt. These choices form a blueprint for longevity, grounded in 5 profound wisdoms: staying curious, embracing movement, nurturing social connections, eating with purpose, and finding a reason to wake up each day. Together, these principles offer a roadmap to not just extending life but enriching it, transforming the later years into a vibrant celebration of existence. The first wisdom, staying curious and never stopping learning, is a cornerstone of a long and fulfilling life. Curiosity is more than a fleeting interest. It's a dynamic force that keeps the mind sharp and the spirit engaged. As we age, the temptation to settle into routine or disengage from new experiences can be strong, especially after 80 when physical limitations may begin to surface. However, those who thrive in their later years resist this pull. They view each day as an opportunity to explore, whether it's picking up a new skill, diving into a book on an unfamiliar topic, or simply asking questions about the world around them. This pursuit of knowledge isn't just about intellectual stimulation, it has tangible effects on health. Studies consistently show that engaging in mentally challenging activities, such as reading, solving puzzles, or learning a language, can delay cognitive decline and reduce the risk of conditions like Alzheimer's disease. The brain, even in advanced age, remains remarkably plastic, capable of forming new neural connections when challenged. Curiosity, in essence, acts as a fountain of youth for the mind. Consider the story of a woman in her 90s who decided to enroll in a university course. Studying alongside students decades her junior, her eyes sparkled as she discussed her coursework, not because she sought a degree for practical gain, but because the act of learning filled her with purpose. This is the power of curiosity. It transcends age, rekindling a childlike wonder that keeps individuals connected to the world. Historical figures like Leonardo da Vinci, who sketched inventions and studied anatomy well into his later years, embody this principle. Da Vinci's notebooks filled with questions and observations reveal a mind that never stopped seeking. For modern seniors, curiosity doesn't require grand gestures. It can be as simple as attending a local lecture, watching a documentary, or striking up a conversation with someone from a different background. Each act of discovery, no matter how small, adds fuel to the fire of vitality, helping to stave off the stagnation that can accelerate aging. The second wisdom, moving like your life depends on it, addresses the critical role of physical activity in longevity. After 80, the body naturally becomes more vulnerable to decline. Muscles weaken, joints stiffen, and cardiovascular resilience may wane. For many seniors, these changes lead to a sedentary lifestyle, often out of fear of injury or discomfort. Yet this choice to remain still is one of the most detrimental. Inactivity doesn't just limit mobility. It actively contributes to a host of age-related ailments, from heart disease to diabetes to cognitive impairment. The evidence is clear. A lack of movement accelerates the aging process, robbing individuals of years they might otherwise enjoy. Conversely, those who live vibrantly past 100 often share a common trait. They keep moving not out of obligation but as a natural part of their lives. Movement doesn't mean running marathons or lifting heavy weights, though some centenarians have surprised the world with such feats. Instead, it's about finding forms of activity that are sustainable and enjoyable. Take the example of a man in his late 80s who took up swimming after a lifetime of avoiding exercise. He didn't aim to break records. He simply loved the feeling of gliding through the water, the way it eased his joints and lifted his mood. Over time, his strength improved, and so did his outlook on life. Cultural examples reinforce this wisdom. In Sardinia, Italy, a blue zone where centenarians are common, Shepherds walk miles daily across rugged terrain, not as a workout, but as part of their livelihood. Their movement is purposeful, tied to their environment, and sustained over decades. Similarly, in Okinawa, Japan, elders garden and practice Tai Chi, weaving activity into their routines without fanfare. These practices align with scientific findings. Regular, moderate exercise, such as 30 minutes of brisk walking daily, improves circulation, strengthens bones, boosts endorphins, and sharpens cognitive function. The beauty of movement lies in its accessibility. Whether it's dancing to a favorite song, tending a garden, or strolling through a park, the key is consistency and joy. When movement feels like a celebration of what the body can do, it becomes a lifelong habit that sustains health and happiness. The third wisdom, nurturing your social circle, tackles one of the most overlooked threats to longevity: loneliness. Humans are inherently social creatures, wired for connection from our earliest days as a species. Yet, as we age, social networks often shrink. Retirement, relocation, or the loss of loved ones can leave seniors isolated, and after 80, mobility challenges can exacerbate this. Loneliness isn't just an emotional burden, it's a health crisis with consequences as severe as smoking or obesity. Research shows that chronic isolation increases the risk of heart disease, depression, and cognitive decline while also weakening the immune system. In contrast, strong social bonds act as a powerful elixir, reducing stress, enhancing mental health, and even bolstering physical resilience. Those who live past 100 often cite their relationships as a cornerstone of their longevity, whether it's family, friends, or a tight-knit community. The impact of social connection is vividly illustrated in blue zones like Okinawa, where the concept of moai thrives. These lifelong friendship groups formed in childhood provide emotional support, shared purpose, and accountability through life's highs and lows. Okinawans don't face challenges alone. Their moai ensures they're surrounded by laughter, advice, or a listening ear. This model isn't unique to distant cultures. Consider the story of a 95-year-old woman who organized weekly card games in her neighborhood. What began as a casual gathering grew into a lifeline, where participants shared stories, celebrated milestones, and supported each other through hardships. Science backs the value of such connections. A landmark study from Brigham Young University found that individuals with robust social ties have a 50% higher chance of survival over a given period compared to those with weaker bonds. Another long-term study from Harvard revealed that the quality of relationships at age 50 predicts health and happiness at 80 more accurately than wealth or cholesterol levels. Building a social circle requires intention, prioritizing deep connections, reaching out proactively, embracing vulnerability, and staying open to new friendships, even later in life. Like a garden, relationships need tending, but the rewards, a sense of belonging, shared joy, and resilience, are immeasurable. The fourth, wisdom, eating like your future depends on it, underscores the profound impact of nutrition on aging. After 80, the body becomes less efficient at absorbing nutrients, and metabolic processes slow, making dietary choices critical. Food is more than fuel. It's the raw material that rebuilds cells, sustains organs, and shapes health trajectories. A diet heavy in processed foods, refined sugars, and unhealthy fats acts like a slow poison, fueling inflammation, oxidative stress, and diseases like diabetes and heart disease. In contrast, a nutrient-dense diet rich in whole foods, vegetables, fruits, legumes, nuts, and healthy fats fortifies the body, enhancing longevity and preserving mental and physical function. Centenarians rarely follow fads or obsess over calories. Instead, they eat with purpose, treating food as medicine and a source of vitality. Cultural practices offer compelling examples. In the Mediterranean, diets centered on whole grains, olive oil, fish, and fresh produce are linked to lower rates of chronic disease and longer lifespans. In Sardinia's Blue Zone, locals savor hearty vegetable soups and beans, seasoned with herbs like rosemary, which deliver anti-inflammatory benefits. Okinawa's elders follow hara hachi bu, eating until they're 80% full, which promotes moderation without deprivation. Their meals, rich in sweet potatoes, tofu, and seaweed, reflect a balance that nourishes both body and soul. Science supports these approaches. Antioxidants in colorful produce combat aging at the cellular level. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish support brain health. Protein from beans or lean meats prevents muscle loss. And fiber from grains aids gut health, which influences immunity and mood. Practical steps include prioritizing whole foods, experimenting with herbs, and sharing meals with loved ones, a practice that amplifies emotional benefits. Eating well isn't about restriction. It's about savoring vibrant, varied foods that fuel a long, active life. The fifth and final wisdom, finding purpose, a reason to wake up, lies at the heart of longevity. Purpose isn't a luxury, it's a necessity that drives physical, mental, and emotional health. Without it, even a long life can feel hollow, each day blending into the next without meaning. Purpose gives direction, resilience, and a spark that keeps individuals engaged through challenges. It doesn't require world-changing goals. For some, it's nurturing family. For others, it's creating art, volunteering, or sharing wisdom. Research confirms its power. Studies show that a strong sense of purpose lowers the risk of mortality, slows cognitive decline, and fosters healthier behaviors. In blue zones like Okinawa, the concept of ikigai, a reason for being, guides daily life, whether it's tending a garden or teaching a craft. This quiet dedication to something meaningful sustains vitality and satisfaction. Consider the story of a man who, at 85, began volunteering at a local school, reading to children. The joy he saw in their faces gave him a renewed sense of worth, and he woke each morning eager to contribute. Similarly, centenarians in Sardinia often cite their roles as grandparents or community elders as their why, keeping them active and valued. Purpose can evolve. Raising children might shift to mentoring, or a career might give way to creative pursuits. Finding it requires introspection. What makes you feel alive? What do you want to leave behind? The answers don't need to be grand, but they must resonate deeply. Purpose lowers stress, encourages self-care, and combats loneliness, aligning body and mind toward longevity. It's the heartbeat of a life well lived, ensuring that years added are filled with meaning. These 5 wisdoms, curiosity, movement, connection, nutrition, and purpose, are not isolated principles, but interconnected threads in the tapestry of longevity. They work synergistically, each reinforcing the others. A curious mind seeks out social interactions. Movement fuels energy for purposeful activities. Strong relationships make healthy eating a shared joy. And purpose ties it all together, giving reason to stay engaged. Adopting these habits doesn't require drastic changes. Small, consistent steps, like reading a new book, taking a daily walk, calling a friend, cooking a colorful meal, or reflecting on what matters, can transform the trajectory of aging. The contrast between those who fade after 80 and those who thrive beyond 100 lies in choice. Aging is inevitable, but decline is not. By embracing these wisdoms, seniors can rewrite the narrative of their later years, turning them into a season of growth, connection, and fulfillment. The journey to 100 and beyond isn't about defying time. It's about filling it with life. Start today, ask a question, take a step, reach out, savor a meal, find your why, and watch how the years ahead glow with possibility. Living vibrantly beyond 100 is not a distant dream reserved for the lucky few. It's a possibility within your reach, crafted through deliberate choices that nourish mind, body, and soul. The 5 wisdoms, staying curious, embracing movement, fostering connections, eating with intention, and finding purpose, offer a timeless blueprint for not just extending life but making it rich with meaning. While many seniors experience a decline after 80, those who thrive past 100 show us that vitality is a choice, built on daily habits that combat stagnation and celebrate existence. These principles are not isolated. They weave together, creating a life where curiosity fuels connection, movement supports purpose, and nourishment strengthens relationships. Aging becomes not a burden but a canvas for growth, joy, and impact. Your journey starts now, and I invite you to take action. Begin with one small step. Read something new, go for a walk, reconnect with a loved one, cook a wholesome meal, or jot down what drives you. These are the building blocks of a vibrant life. If this message resonates with you, subscribe to join a community dedicated to thriving at any age. Share this wisdom with friends and family to inspire them, and comment below with one wisdom you'll put into practice today. Your thoughts and actions can spark a ripple effect, encouraging others to live fully. Let's build a future where every year glows with possibility. What's your next move?